We are at the 49th annual March for Life in Washington, D.C., and I am joined by Congressman Mike Johnson of Louisiana. Congressman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for being here. What a great day. Sun is shining. It's cold, but a great crowd, and we're excited.
Absolutely. Tell me, why are you pro-life?
I'm pro-life, have always been. I am the product of a teen pregnancy. My parents were, my mom had just turned 17 when I was born, and at that time in 1972, exactly a year before Roe, they were encouraged by a lot of people to take care of that problem. Gratefully, they believe in the sovereignty of God, and they had me, and I'm the oldest of 4 children, and I have been very passionate about the issue for as long as I can remember.
Well, and ever since Roe v. Wade abortion was made legal by the Supreme Court in 1973, we've been having this march and praying for the ending of abortion. Why is this such a significant year for the issue of life?
This is the big one. I've been involved in the movement for over 2 decades, used to litigate pro-life cases when I did constitutional law before I got to Congress. We lost a lot of those battles over the years. We were defending common sense abortion clinic regulations and that kind of thing. The states have been working really hard over the years to try to protect the sanctity of life as best they can, and the states have an interest in doing so, of course. We believe this may be the year that Roe is upset or overturned, and that will return the power, as we know, to the states where it belonged originally in the hands of the people to be able to determine these critical issues. I'm from Louisiana. We're delighted to say we'll be an abortion-free state when Roe is overturned. There's a lot of anticipation and excitement here because people know what this will mean for our nation, and we do pray and hope this is the year.
Now, share a little bit about the work that you have done in Louisiana to further life.
Well, we're a very active, very pro-life state. We like to say in Louisiana we're the #1 pro-life state, but we compete with a few others every year on the scorecard. Our legislature reflects the will of the people, and we understand the promise that's stated so clearly in the Declaration of Independence, the acknowledgement that we are created by God, and we believe and understand, as the founders of this country did, that being true, it means every person is made in the image of God. And because of that, every single person has inestimable dignity and value, and your value is not related in any way to the color of your skin or what zip code you live in or what you do for a living, whatever. It's inherent because we're given that by God. And so our laws have reflected that over the years. We passed a lot of very meaningful pro-life legislation. It's usually challenged right out of the blocks as soon as it's signed into law. And my job for many years was to help defend those statutes in the courts. And we had a lot of success. We had a lot of setbacks as well. But if the Supreme Court makes this right, if they right the wrong of Roe v. Wade, which is on tenuous ground and always has been, then the states will have much more authority to pass meaningful pro-life legislation and have it upheld by the courts, which has been the big stumbling block for us.
Well, and so many people are gathered here today for the March for Life because, like you say, they recognize this is a really significant year for life. But, you know, it's interesting because year and year again, we see that a lot of the mainstream media doesn't really cover the march. Why do you think that is?
It's a real shame. You know, it is an illustration of the fact that they try to hide this. They don't want to acknowledge the issue. They certainly don't want to acknowledge the obvious truth that everyone can see now. You know, medical technology has advanced a lot since the 70s. In the early 70s, if you got an ultrasound, it was a fuzzy image, and they try to convince people that that's just a blob of tissue or a clump of cells or whatever. Well, now we have advanced 4D technology. Everyone can see that this is a tiny person. And so the more that the mainstream media and the radical left and everybody on that side can try to just ignore that, maybe they hope they can brush it under the rug. But I think that's why the polling indicates that more and more Americans self-identify as being pro-life. They understand that this is taking the life of a child, and this is a good day for us. It's great when the technology backs up the arguments we've been making our whole lives.
Absolutely. Congressman Johnson of Louisiana, thank you so much for your time today. We really, really appreciate it.
God bless you for being here. Thanks for all you do.